another incident with Adobe again, but I'm not. So the new one that Matt suggested, I did try out. I downloaded it, and put up yesterday's video with it, but yesterday's video didn't like the very last clip. So I took off the last clip, which was most of the video. But it really was just me doing a bunch of laundry and complaining about time walking and stuff. And then explaining that you needed to wash these, and that's it. But it was just a lot. It was like 6 minutes, so the video would have been like 11 or 12 minutes long, but it was only like 4.5. I don't know how much. Bergmite. So the new one opens, not Open Signal. Open Signal is what's on my phone. Open Studio, whatever. I was a little bit wary of it, considering it's open source. I worry about open source things. Have responded. Oh, there it is. OpenShot. Anyways. So, like I said, it wouldn't save with the last clip, whereas Adobe wouldn't save at all. But yeah, OpenShot also doesn't utilize all of my resources. I'm not sure if I have to pay more, if I have to pay for it or something, or whatever, but when it was exporting the video, it only used 30% of my processor. It took forever to save, but at least it got it saved. So, I mean, it's sort of like, well, it wasn't happening before, so a slow page is better than no page. Aaron's been playing a new space builder thing, Factorio Dyson Sphere. I'm not sure. It looks a little different, but anyways. I did time walking on my druid, but I did it as balance because I didn't care. He's typically feral, but I do keep a staff around, because now that they've merged a lot of gear over the years, you can just switch out the weapon. But like agi staffs and int staffs still got to be somewhat different, because I think they have to have a different like actual damage. But like you can have a spear that's strength agi, but you can't have the pole armor staff be agi. Maybe it is out there. I don't know. But he has the spear from the poleaxe from blacksmithing for feral, but I picked up just a quest reward for his balance. But that's what I just doing balance. I'm so tired of. And then I got on my mage, and I was like, well, let me get at least the first 3 bosses of Raid Finder done, because each boss has a chance of dropping Old Smoky, and I've seen Old Smoky drop, and Aaron has, because Aaron and I both did it, and we saw Old Smoky drop, and it wound up being that the other engineer got it. There's 3 of us that rolled need, and he wound up getting it. I was like, well, shit. And then Aaron got it on his next run the next week. I was like, so I've been running as many bosses as I can on Raleigh, so I could get Old Smoky, just because I'm a completionist. No one's requesting it, but like, it would be nice maybe to make that gun in case somebody wants it. I don't know. Or I But yeah. So I like I got a lot of like theories about Star Trek Picard. Um, but like there was just a whole lot of like there was a lot of like sprouts, I guess. It's sort of like the beginning of Dragonflight or the beginning of one of the better expansions of WoW. So you get a lot of sprouts in the very first bit, and you start seeing all the little tendrils, and you don't know what's going to necessarily, what two things are going to come together. I mean, I have a feeling because it is supposed to be a directed story through things, which means like Rafi, she was off kind of doing her own thing. But that doesn't necessarily, so like whatever Rafi's dealing with is gonna eventually come in. But knowing how her season one thing did, she was kind of doing her own thing before and nobody was listening to her. But now, like, it is obvious. Watch came done. um, that maybe but this time she's. Anyways. Yeah. And we watched the ups and downs. We ate our pizza. And whatnot. What did my druid get out of? I was pondering whether or not to make it balance or feral, and I think I went with feral, hoping I'd get like a decent trinket or something, but I don't know what I got. Belt. I got a belt out of the time walking box. But yeah. But we were not. But anyways, back to the mage. We were not doing anything. I spec'd Frost for Raid Finder. When I spec Frost to go do content, I'm not giving a flying crap about that content. It's easy for me, even though Frost and Arcane are relatively on par. I don't play Frost very well. I'm not geared for it. I probably don't have the greatest of raidable talents. But yeah, it's Saturday. I'll try to keep this. I'll put it together. I'll put this together tomorrow with a single clip. Again, if either of my things, because I've reformatted the camera again, and I'm wondering if there's something wrong with getting up to a certain point, because the first files were fine, but after a certain point the file was corrupted. So I wonder if the memory card might be going. That would be awkward, but way easier to replace. Yeah. So this will be the end of the video, and I'm going to mess around with OpenShot tomorrow morning and figure out how to edit this. There's also something I was going to try to put in transitions, but they didn't look as easy as Adobe. Whatnot. And then I will